In this recording, I want to build on the previous recording that talked about pivot tables. If you haven't followed along with the previous one, you won't be able to follow along with this one because I'm using the Unit 3 sample done that already has my salaries pivot table inside of it. So if you haven't been following along, you can listen to the recording, but you won't be able to follow along. As you'll see, creating a chart from a pivot table is extremely simple. To create a pivot chart, simply place your cursor anywhere inside the pivot table and then choose the pivot chart button, that's in the Analyze tab, the Design, which one was it? There it is. It was actually in the Insert, right? You can do either way, Insert, or you can go to the Analyze tab and insert a pivot chart from here. This Analyze tab is from the Pivot Tables Tools Design tab. It's only an Analyze tab. It's only available if your cursor's inside that pivot table. So I'm going to create a pivot chart, and now things start looking very, very similar. If you've done the charting lesson in Unit 2, you're pretty comfortable with charting all the different kinds of charts that are available. But now remember that all of this data is going to be charted. Often a pivot chart looks best as either a column chart or a bar chart. You might be able to squeeze in a pie chart, but most of these others don't work very well. I'm going to stick with a column chart, and I'm actually going to use a 3D column. I haven't done those before. And click on that. And there's a preview, and that looks pretty good. I can zoom in on it. Yeah, it looks about like what I want. So I'll click on OK. And now here's my chart. And I can park that next to here, and I can stretch it to make it a little bit bigger if I want to. It doesn't always fit into my screen when I do that, but it fits. And now I can start messing with this like I did any other chart. Notice that it senses the dual categories here, builds the chart automatically. Here's my accounting and instructors, assistant, associate, and full professors, and then the same thing for finance. And again, what this shows me very, very easily is that the males are consistently above, bar-wise, consistently above the females, and so their salaries seem to be consistently higher. And that premise that our females are underpaid might be true, but again, what we don't see here, a lot more data we'd have to analyze, but this gives us a way to do some analysis. The chart now lets me filter things, so if I wanted to, I could go to the department and say I only want to see the management, or I don't want to see the management department, and it takes it out. Right, so there are buttons in the chart, but notice when it takes it out of the chart, it also took it out of the pivot table. So the data between these two is distinctly tied to each other. I can now use all my charting skills, including changing the design of this chart. So we'll go to the Design tab here, and according to my little tips here, I'm supposed to use number 8. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not it. There we go. Cool. A little lighter down at the bottom, makes it a little blurry, whatever. All right. But we can filter. We can do whatever we want. I can add a title. There's no title here. So now I'm using my charting skills from Unit 2. I want to add the chart title. There it is. And now I can just click on it and start typing, and it'll put in the new text. And let's just call this average salaries. There we go. And now I can format that. I can change the bar colors. I want to make the males blue and the females red. I can do that. I can do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to remove my filter here. And then if I want to, I can actually hide these buttons. Maybe they clutter up your chart and you don't want to see them. I can just go to the, let's remember where it is. Is it Format? Nope. Analyze, and here's the Field Buttons option, and I can hide them all. Or parts of them. Show different ones for the top, for the rows, for the columns, for whatever I want, or hide them all. I can also bring them back again. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's probably going to be one of my all-time record short recordings. Pivot tables, converting them to charts is very simple. You simply click in the pivot table, and then from a multiple of places can create a pivot table, either from the Insert tab or from the Analyze tab. We can create a pivot chart. Once you click on Pivot Chart, then you're back to Unit 2 and all your charting skills, and you can do whatever you need to make these charts look and display the data as accurately as possible.